What's good? What's good? It's the one and only, but what do I know? Boxing coming back at y'all with another one, man. So we got Devin Haney in the news. Unfortunate events here, unfortunate circumstances. As you guys can see, if you guys are looking at the screen, he has had some choice words for the mother of his child. Let me first start by saying happy belated Father's Day to all the fathers, and I want the people to remember that this is Father's Day. This is not Single Mother's Day, all right? Though we appreciate you single mothers on a whole nother level, this is a day to let us have our day. This is Father's Day, all right? So obviously, he's once again, if you're looking at the screen, you can see he's saying a whole bunch of stuff, basically going on rants about the mother of his child, basically not letting her see him, or letting her see the baby. I don't know if they have a daughter or a son, but I believe he says it on one of these screenshots that I have. So just stay with me. You guys watch the video while I'm talking or whatnot, so you guys can see everything that's going on or whatever. But I just wanted to speak on this situation because I mean it's an unfortunate situation, and it's something that a lot of people, a lot of men have to deal with. Now let me say this as well. It's always two sides to the story, and that's something that I had to learn growing up, dealing with the stuff, not growing up, but dealing with the stuff that I have been through. You always want to hear both sides of the story. We really don't need to hear none. It's really none of our business, but in situations like this, it's always good to hear both sides of the story, because a lot of times, and I'm not trying to make this women versus men. I'm not trying to do none of that. But what I am trying to say is, though, a lot of times, especially in America, it's like whatever the woman says, it's just factual. You know what I'm saying? It's like, the woman's side of this, it's all about the woman's side of the story, and that's all that matters. And a lot of I've seen, and I've even been through situations where it's like, bro, like we get the short end of the stick, and it's like you just. The way to avoid all of this, and I'm just gonna give game to anybody that's, all the younger viewers that's listening to this. The way to avoid all of this is, as a man, especially as a black man in America, dude, stop having kids outside of marriage. All right, I've had three daughters outside of marriage, bro. And I'm gonna tell you something that's just, it's the harsh reality of the of the world that we're in. Though you are the father's child, guess what, bro? If you have a baby, especially outside of marriage, the state has more say so of the state has more say so of your child than you as the father, and that's just the honest to God truth. At least when you're married, you get somewhat. But still, even then, the kids are more likely to go to the mother, just how things are ran or whatnot. Even if the only way that you can, as a man, especially that's outside of marriage, the only way that you can get custody of your child, full custody of your child, is by proving that the mother is an unfit parent. And that's going to be extremely hard to do, because even with proving that they're an unfit parent, you still have to go through it's a lengthy process. They got to go through case manager. They got to get a case manager, like DCS got to get involved in all that type of stuff. They have to have documents. It's a lot that you have to build up in order to have an argument for your case or whatnot. I'm gonna give y'all game on this video. Hopefully this video touches a lot of ears, or reaches a lot of ears, man, because you know how YouTube does. Once they pay you, it's like they don't want to show your videos. But dude, like it is very important as men, as black men, stop having kids outside of marriage. And I'm saying that because I've been through it 3 times. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not proud to say that, but it's just the truth, bro. You don't get a lot of say so, and then on top of that, man, it's like whatever the woman says, the world is gonna believe, and they don't even care really for the truth. They're gonna take whatever she says. So meaning, like I've had situations where I haven't had situations, but I've seen situations like this off of firsthand. And thank God I've never had situations like this where my kids are kept away from me, because I have my kids here with me right now. As a matter of fact, we just got back from Vegas. You guys know in the summertime I do a lot of traveling and stuff with my babies or whatnot. But I've seen my close friends, bro. I mean, extremely close friends of mine go through situations where it'll be like something like this, right? Him and the mother of their child breaks up, right? And he moves on. So he gets another woman, right? And because she's bitter, she'll say, I don't want my child around her. So if you're gonna be with her, then my child can't be around you. You can't see the baby. And so watch watch how the narrative is spent though. Like this, I promise you I've seen this like at least about 3 times with 3 different people. So she'll say, I don't want my child around her. So because y'all are together, if she's around you, you can't have my child. Now, rightfully so, should any parent know who's around their child? Absolutely, 100%. 100%. But it could very much be nothing wrong with this person, but they'll try to make it out to be that. So, right? So, my bro then says, you're not finna use my child as a pawn to run anything over here. So, we not finna do that. No, I'm gonna still be dating her, and that's what it is. The woman will then spin the narrative and say, not all, but I'm saying, again, y'all just bear with me. I've seen this more than once, more than twice. She'll then go on like social media and stuff and say, wow, he a deadbeat, he choosing this woman over my child and all this type of stuff. And then the world, everybody just runs with that. Dang, that's messed up. You're gonna choose a woman over your child and all this type of stuff. In the whole time, it's like, bro, you just really trying to use your child as a pawn to control his life. And because he's not allowing that, now you all of a sudden, you want to make it seem like, oh, this, that, and third, when that's not the case. But people are going to still run off with that. That's just, bro, that's why you have to really be careful about the situations that you put yourself in. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's very important, like, bro, and I'm going to preach this because, like I said, I've been through it, bro. Get married, man. Don't have kids out of wedlock, man. Like, it's just, it's contradiction because I've done it 3 times, but because I've lived it, it's like, that's why I'm passing this game to you, so you don't have to go through it, because that's what's gonna happen. You think you know somebody, you have kids with them, and then they turn out to be a whole nother person. And again, in this more than one story, I don't know what her story is, but I've learned growing up, like, I've always felt like it was the men's fault, just because I have a single parent. My mom was a single parent. I don't know my dad like that, so I always thought it was the men's fault until I got put in situations where it's like, damn, like, now I look at it like, I don't just look at it like, what did he do? I look at it like, okay, well, what did she do as well? Because a lot of times women will do things, like, especially when they're bitter, they make it very hard for a man to want to deal with them. And it's like, I'm never gonna advocate for a man to not be in his child's life. Never. I'm just not gonna do that, right? I'm going on a whole rant on this, but it's important because it needs to be heard. I'm never gonna go on a man should always fight for their kids. You know what I'm saying? A man, whether that be court or anything, this is your child. They're worth every dime that you have. You gotta be involved in your child's life. But I've also seen situations where it's like, every time a man, when he has his kids, it's always something. When he brings back, it's always something. You ain't do this, you ain't do that. Or it's always a hassle to get their kids. They gotta go through so much. They gotta deal with so much BS to get the kids from the mother just because she's not happy with what happened with them or whatever. Some men just be like, man, I don't even feel like dealing. It's not even worth it. I don't even feel like dealing with it. And, it's a sad thing, but it's like, unfortunately, I just feel like we're just in a society that doesn't hold those women accountable to that. It's like, if he's not doing nothing wrong, like, they'll find something wrong. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can remember one time, my sister does hair. You know what? Well, okay, I will say it. I remember one time, my sister does hair, and I remember one time I had got one of my daughter's hair braided, and she came back, and her mom called, like, going, why did you get her hair braided and all this type of stuff? Why are you getting her hair? It's just like stuff like that. Like, why are you even tripping about that? Like, she didn't. Well, if it was that important, then you shouldn't have sent her with me without her hair done. But you did, so I got it done, and now you want to fuss. Like, it's just stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's just stuff that you don't want to have to deal with. That some men is like, bro, you complain off of everything that I do. So now it's to the point. I don't get it twisted. Like, me and my kids' moms are on great terms now. But I'm just saying though, like, that is some of the things that, you know, I can see. Like, fam, like, some men just get to the point where it's like, fam, I don't want to deal with that shit. And unfortunately, like, man, it just is. You know, you gotta. I've never understood, like, I've never thought that it was right or fair for, like, at any given moment, a man could be doing everything right for his child, right? And at any given moment, when she decides to, she can just put him on child support, right? But for a man to get any type of custody of his child, whether that be joint custody or anything, if this is his child too, he has to go through the courts to do it. What kind of sense does that make? So you mean to tell me that you can put me on child support? You can be placed on child support and you can still not have rights to your child. You still got to go through the courts to have rights, visitations for your child. What sense does that make? It doesn't make any sense. I can go on and on about this type of stuff, man, like, because it's a lot of things that just it doesn't make any sense to me at all. And it's just, as a man, you're going to get the short end of the stick every time. So that's why I just say, to avoid all of that, well, you can avoid all of that by not having kids. But to avoid all of that, man, get married. I'm telling you now, I can't stress that enough. Get married before you have kids, bro. Get married. At least then you have 25% say so over your child. You know what I'm saying? You ain't gonna never get 50-50 though. Don't unless if you done had a baby with a crackhead, you ain't gonna never get 50-50, brother. You can have joint custody and you still be put on child support. I'm telling you, I could be on. I can give y'all some game. If y'all want me to drop a video on that, let me know. Let me know what you guys think. Like, comment, subscribe. But what do I know?